Hey guys, Johnny from JTK Gaming, and I'm super tired, so let's see how this video is going to go. So first off, I want to thank Catrice, IT Dick, and oh god, that name cracks me up every time I say it. And also Bacon again, he's been amazing. If you're looking for an awesome trading guild, go check out Always Affordable Items. And yeah, there you go, Bacon. I gave you a nice little bit of advertisement there. But anyway, just before we move on, I want to just mention this guy here that left a comment on my video. Complete stranger, and he's concerned about my health and my weight, which is, it's kind of heartwarming that a stranger's concerned about that kind of stuff. And I just want to say, mate, if it eases your concern, I'll eat an apple a day. So that's that. I'm going to do that just for you, and I want you to know that you're complete and utter fuckwit. So on that note, let's move into the stuff that everyone wants to know about. So as you guys know, last time we did a pretty generic build and did all our testing with that. This time we decided to go for a high crit build, and our target with Precise was to hit 65%, which I think we hit about 64 with Precise. And this is kind of known as like the magical kind of crit number. After that's kind of diminishing returns as such. So we hit that number and we had a lot of points into crit damage and stuff like that. We're running the the increased crit chance Munda. I've gone blank on what it's called right now. But yes, we're running that Munda Stone, and basically we expected Precise to perform very well. We did these tests kind of giving Precise the best chance to, outdo the rest of the traits. And it didn't. It just didn't. I don't know what happened to it, but it didn't even make the top 5 out of all our tests. So as I said, the doc will be linked in the description. You guys can go check it out. It is behind me if you can just read it here. But the doc will be down there, and it's got all the information from our previous tests as well. So pretty interesting information down there. So I just want to talk about our testing method, and basically what we were doing is 5 runs of a 30-second rotation, and we only recorded 5 runs, but we did a shit ton more than 5 runs each turn. Only the perfect runs were recorded. And I mean by like if we missed a light attack or if the rotation went over like 30 seconds, it had to be 30 seconds on the dot. A second over, a second under, we didn't count it. And I hope, this makes you realize that this is a little bit more reliable than what you may have thought it was. We're not stuffing around, we're trying to get some real serious numbers here. So we did 30-second passes because we wanted it to kind of be like in pseudo, not very often you'll go over 30-second fight. If you come across someone in the open, normally you get killed or they get killed, or you get 1vx down or vice versa. You guys, the PvP, know what I'm talking about. So that's why we chose to do 30-second passes, and we chose to do 5 just to get a better understanding and a better average number, because crit is a big part of why these numbers are not the same. Even though you'd think over 5 runs it'd be pretty similar, but there's some pretty big gaps there, and that's just because of crit. It's pure RNG. So that's why we went over 5 runs and used the average. So seriously, serious talk, serious moment. Sharpened, okay? There's people on both sides of the fence as far as Sharpen's concerned. And from the testing we've done so far, it is behind. And it isn't behind by, that much. As I said in my last video, it's really like if you've got a sharpened BMA staff, I wouldn't be out sharpening, farming a infused or a Nern or whatever it may be staff just to get that little bit of extra damage at this point anyway. So, but that being said, it is behind. I think around we were playing around with, or I was playing around with a few numbers in my head, and I think around about 3,000, 3.1k would bring it up to kind of where it would need uh, to be not best in slot like it was, but to be viable and usable. And like people still want to farm it and get it because it has a purpose. Uh, because the problem is, and I don't want to, dribble on for too much. I just want you guys to form your own opinions. But I will say this: Sharpen's hanging on there, and it's there. And the problem with it just being there and hanging around where the rest of them are is it's affected by shields. It's not doing anything against shields. So that becomes a big issue and that becomes a big downfall for Sharpen, which overall makes it, a weaker trait for PvP. So leading into Precise, and as I said, we're trying to give Precise the best chance to, shine in this test, and it didn't. But Precise has the same issue in a way as Sharpen does, that it can be countered with crit resistance. So, those two traits have counters in PvP. Unlike Nern and Infuse, those two don't really have a counter at all. So that's where Nern and Infused are going to become really good options in PvP at this point. As I said, Infused has won both of, well, one. It's become on top in our last two challenges in our last two tests. Um, Sounds like these traits are competing for a fucking gold medal or something. But anyway, so yeah, as you can see, Infused is the top two with Oblivion and Shock. They're basically identical. There's like 0.4% between the two or something like that. And Oblivion's performing really well at the moment, and the scary thing about it is it's basically, it's basically on top, but it's also going to ignore shields. So that's a scary thing. Does it need a nerf? Probably at this point, because there's a few other things that we are going to test as far as Oblivion's concerned that could be quite scary, and there's quite a few of you out there that probably know what I'm talking about. So, you know, that's about all I'm going to say. I'll leave the rest up to you guys. You guys can go through these numbers and form your own opinions and all that good stuff. We will be testing a lot of other stuff, so don't be thrown off by thinking that this is all we're doing. As far as Bacon's stats of what he was running and his build, he's running the same gear as what he was in the first set. We just changed a few things, CP and stuff like that, to get a higher crit. But I will be getting a superstar screenshot. I've already got one for his first set of tests. I'll get one for the second lot of tests. But basically, until I do get that, he was running that first build with higher crit. We got his 12% out of the CP, which he didn't originally have, and his potion crit and stuff like that. Basically, we just buffed his crit from the previous video, previous tests to this test, and also buffed his crit damage. So, yeah, guys, that's about all I have to say. I'm tired. I hope I got through kind of everything that I wanted to get through. And yeah, I want to say thank you to all the guys that have been awesome on the forums and in my videos. And if you haven't already, hit that sub button and you know maybe like the video or dislike the video if you're one of those guys that hate the Sharpend nerf. But anyway, I'm off to bed, so I will see you guys later, and